Welcome back to Weekend Smile, guys. So the Jamaica Cycling Federation is currently on the journey to the Pan American Road Championships in Argentina. Here to talk to us about the development of the sport in Jamaica is second vice president of the JCF, Adrian Clarke. Hi, Adrian. Welcome to Weekend Smile. How are you?
Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning, Talia. Thanks for having me. I'm
You're
doing good.
you're so welcome, Adrian. I know that many persons, when you consider cycling or only even think about the sport, we say to ourselves, I always see a few persons or a group of people riding on the road together. Either you're heading to Port Royal or you're heading to the airport roundabout or you're just on a journey heading up the hill. So talk to us a little bit about the sport of cycling and, of course, the Jamaica Cycling Federation.
Yes. So, Jamaica Cycling Federation is a governing body in Jamaica that is responsible for cycling, and we're responsible for both recreational and competitive cycling. So, majority of the times when you see the guys out on the road going to Port Royal, those are the recreational guys. But
Okay.
on the competitive level, we have a strong team. So currently, we have two youth teams. We have the female youth teams and we have the male youth team. We also have the under 23s and we have the elite. Currently, they are training for the Pan Am Road Championships, which should be held in San Juan, Argentina.
Okay.
We also we're preparing a team for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham that will be in July, and we are also preparing a team for the Caribbean Games, which will be held in Guadeloupe in June. So we have an active international calendar and also an active local calendar as well, racing calendar.
Okay, but Adrian, I have to ask, like, is it that I'm just interested in cycling? I can kind of sort of ride a bicycle, and I mean, I can just come, start with the recreational group, and then, I mean, if I'm fit enough, because you have to be at a certain level of fitness and, of course, be training for a certain amount of time, then I can probably decide to take the steps as to whether or not I want to compete.
Yes, we do. We have starter programs, so we can teach you to ride from scratch, and we take it from there and matriculate you up to the competitive level if you are so inclined. Yes, we do have that.
Okay, so we have different programs for different stages, different ages, and your different interests. So how has the sport grown in Jamaica over the years, possibly even over the last, like, 5 years?
This administration that I'm a part of, we take the reins for the past, and we would have done quite a bit. First, we changed the constitution, and we are in a 4-year constitution, so we have a 4-year mandate. That's the Olympic cycle. So we would have changed a lot of things and prepare. I mean, the pandemic has put a damp on things, and we had have created means and ways to train during the pandemic. We came out of the pandemic last year, and we went to the Pan Am Games in Dominican Republic, and we came back with a bronze medal. We also went to the Caribbean Junior Championships in the same Dominican Republic last October, and we came with a silver medal.
Okay.
From the Pan Am Championships, we would have gotten 3 qualifications for the World Championships in Belgium last year. So last year, in spite of the pandemic, we did pretty well last year. So this year now, the guys have matriculated and they want better the medals that they got last year. So we are preparing them. And as we speak of the Pan Am Championship, it's the Continental Games that we use to qualify for the Olympics and also World Championships.
Okay.
Not only qualification, it is where the colleges and the professional team comes to watch the cyclists to scout them to get professional contracts and scholarships. So it is very important that we set a team to the Pan Am Championships, which will be held the 10th of May to the 15th.
Adrian, I have to ask you, in terms of preparation, you mentioned the pandemic and you mentioned how the pandemic possibly, affected you and you had to make a few changes in terms of how you train. What were some of those changes that you had to make to ensure that, when things got back to normal, you guys were still on your A game, still ready to go? And, how long does someone have to train competitively to prepare for a big championship like this?
All right. It's a structured program, can take you up to 2 years. So last year during the pandemic, what we had to do, we had to do indoor training. So we have smart trainers that can replicate the road. So we got technology. So what we do, we have software. So you set up your indoor trainer and it replicates the road feel and the resistance. We have computers, phones, and we download the software. So if we do 2 hours on the road, we do the same 2 hours indoors. So it's a bit expensive, but we had to get these machines because we couldn't have the large crowd riding together because of the whole pandemic and those regulations. We had few road races, and it is important that we have road races so the guys can get race practice to face the international. But I mean, this year it has been good. I mean, they would have relaxed all the protocols, and so far we've been having a packed racing calendar. So far we having races 3 Sundays per month. We just entered the recently concluded 3-day stage race, international stage race in Montego Bay, where quite a bit of international competitors came down, so we get some race practice with that. Even this Sunday coming up, we having a road race from Ocherek to Montego Bay. Last week we had a circuit race from Bushy Park Ola with the Spanish Town runabout. We had 70 miles of racing. So we have been having a packed local racing calendar.
You guys have been quite busy, Adrian, on the road, training, and just doing your races.
Yes. As it relates to the timeline, it can take up to, because it's ongoing training. So most of the guys in the team, in the squad, would have been training over the years. So, like, we know about the Pan Am Games from last year. So we put the squad together, we train them. So we have structured training. So each quarter we know where to reach, so we want them to peak exactly for the champion.
The aim is always to get better, Adrian. How can persons support the team that's, of course, heading off? How can we support the team? Any predictions too?
Yes, currently we are lacking funding because the initial hosting country would be Uruguay, and the fare was cheaper. And when they move it to Argentina with short notice, per cyclist, the fare is costing right now $2,900 US per cyclist, and you have to fly Miami or Panama, and it's causing us a challenge right now as a federation. So we are asking the private sectors, well-wishers, anyone out there who can help us in terms of sponsoring some tickets. We would greatly appreciate it.
All right, where can they contact, or who can they contact to support and to possibly send donations?
Jamaica Cycling Federation is on all major platforms. Jamaica Cycling. They can contact our president, Dr. Wayne Palmer. His number is on the website and all the different platforms. They can contact myself. We have an account at First Caribbean Bank, Manor Park. But if they do need to contact, they can contact any one of us at the Federation executive.
Okay, for more details, for more information on how to donate and support you guys. You have any predictions before we go? Last question. Any predictions? Gold, silvers, how many medals? I don't know.
Yes. Last year we got a bronze and a silver, and this year, based upon what I'm seeing from training and how the guys are responding to the training, I think we're going to take the gold home this year.
We're going for the gold. Adrian, thank you so much for joining us here this morning, and we hope that you get those donations so that the entire team can make it to Argentina. All the very best, all right?
Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. Second Vice President of the Jamaica Cycling Federation, Adrian Clarke, on the Pan American Road Championships in Argentina. Wake up and smile, guys. We'll be right back.